Hello students. In the previous video lecture, I had introduced you to the romantic poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. I had talked about his life, his major works and his style of writing. Today I will introduce you to one of his famous poems related to your syllabus titled as Christabel. I have mentioned about this poem in the previous class too, but today we will discuss the poem in detail. Let us begin. Christabel is a long narrative ballad by Samuel Taylor Coleridge in two parts. First, you need to know what is a ballad. Ballad is a type of a poem or a song narrating a story in short stanzas. So the poem is a story in verse form and it is in two parts. Only the part first is prescribed in your syllabus, and the part first was composed in 1797 and the second part in 1800. And Coleridge planned to include this poem in the second edition of Lyrical Ballads, but it got published in a pamphlet along with Kubla Khan and The Pains of Sleep. Though the poem is in two parts, but the second part to the poem never came to be finished, as Coleridge's addiction to opium interfered with his poetic capabilities and he found it difficult to recapture the atmosphere of horror and suspense characterizing the first part. So the poem remains a fragment. Fragment means an unfinished poem. Since this is a story in verse, there are some characters in the part first of the poem. First is Christabel, the protagonist and heroine of the poem, and she is the daughter of a rich baron, and she is engaged to a knight, and Coleridge introduces her in the poem as the lovely lady. Then there is Geraldine, and she is the antagonist in the poem, an evil character, and Christabel finds her in the woods when she is out in the middle of the night to pray for her fiancé. She portrays herself as a young helpless woman, a damsel in distress, and Christabel takes her to the castle. Another character mentioned in the part first of the poem is Sir Leolin. He is the father of Christabel and he is an old man but very rich, and he is the owner of the castle. Now let's have a look at the plot of the poem, plot of the part first. So the poem starts at the middle of the night when Christabel wakes from a strange dream and she goes out into the woods to pray for the well-being of her lover, the knight, under a huge oak tree. And there in the forest she encounters a beautiful young woman named Geraldine. Geraldine tells Christabel that she was kidnapped by 5 warriors on horseback and they left her beneath the tree for some unknown reasons. Christabel, moved by her story, offers to help her and invites into her father's castle. Christabel and Geraldine then spend the night together in the castle, and it turns out that Geraldine is not what she appears to be. In fact, she is an evil supernatural creature with some harmful intentions towards Christabel, and she casts an evil spell upon Christabel which leaves her unconscious and takes full control of her mind and body. And it is suggested in the poem that something bad has happened to Christabel, and Coleridge also adds a conclusion to the part first, which is a kind of commentary on the happenings of the part first by the speaker. Now let us take into consideration some important points about this poem. First is, it is a supernatural ballad of Gothic genre. I have told you what is a ballad. Now this is a ballad and this is a story of Gothic genre. That means it is a story related to medieval style of horror tale depicted in the fiction of 18th and 19th centuries. As I've told you in the previous classes that Coleridge was very interested in the stories of medieval era, and when you read the poem you find all the Gothic elements in the very beginning of the poem. To mention a few, an innocent heroine, the stillness of the night, howls of the dog, the cry of an owl, etc. Moreover, the poem is set during a full moon. So all these things contributes to its Gothic setting. Next is mysticism. An atmosphere of mystery runs throughout the poem, and identity of Geraldine remains somewhat unexplained in the poem. A question frequently pops up in the mind of the reader, and that is, was she a witch, a ghost, or a vampire? And we don't get the answer. But definitely she had some mystical powers. She exercises over Christabel when she puts her under the effects of spell. Next, the concept of good versus evil has a strong presence throughout the poem, and the two central characters, Christabel and Geraldine, appears to represent both of these qualities. Christabel represents the good and Geraldine represents the evil. Christabel frequently prays throughout the poem, and even in her room there is a carving of an angel, and it is also mentioned in the poem that she is guided by the spirit of her dead mother. On the other hand, Geraldine cannot praise Virgin Mary for being rescued by Christabel. She is reluctant to do so. So whereas Christabel is represented as pure, innocent and divine, Geraldine is pictured as someone who is impure and wicked. So students, I have given you an overview of the poem, so you can have an idea what the poem is all about. In the next session, I will take up the text of the poem. Thank you.